Welcome to the show. Please like today's episode, give the show a thumbs up. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into the wrestling news. Articles from ringsidenews.com. I'll leave it in the description for you below. Breaking news and backstage news on Karl Anderson and Dak Gollows. Karl Anderson and Dak Gollows were flown into Dallas to work Monday Night Raw, but ended up not being used. Okay, so here's the problem that I have right now with WWE. Karl Anderson and Dak Gollows, you all know who they are if you're watching this. The Bullet Club. That's who they were. They were in the Bullet Club. And you know Finn Balor was part of the Bullet Club. So they were in Dallas on Raw, but didn't get used. They didn't get used. So you're taking these guys who on Monday Night Raw, Karl Anderson and Dak Gollows, they're there in Dallas to work Raw, and you don't use these guys. Why not? Why are you guys not using these talents? If they're there to work Monday Night Raw, they're expected to be on that show. If they're in Dallas, they got to be there. Now, the Bullet Club is a huge, awesome group. Okay, they're good. I like them. I want them to come back. I want them to come to WWE. But the problem is, if they're not going to be used, then what's the point of being in Dallas? What's the point of them being there if they're not being used? I mean, wouldn't you have a problem with that? If, you're there, you fly all the way down to Dallas, with all your money, you stay in a hotel, because you know that you're expected to work Monday Night Raw. You're like, wow, we're so pumped to work Monday Night Raw. This is cool, and then you end up not being used. Now that would bother you as a wrestler. That would bother you because you were expected to work that show, but no, you don't get used for the show now. That would bother me. These guys, man, I mean, think about it. Dallas, it would have made sense the night after WrestleMania to debut these guys, in my opinion, because these guys would be cool. I mean, think about it. Now, I understand Enzo and Cass, they had to get their pop. I get that. I respect that. I'm okay with that. But I mean, think about it. If Shane debuted, let Apollo Crews debut, Enzo and Cass debuted, okay? And then have Karl Anderson and Dak Gollows debut. Raw would have got huge ratings, I think, in my opinion. If we got all these debuts, from 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock, you got debuts. It would have been awesome. But no, Raw sucked. So you guys let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Do you agree with this whole thing that they never got used, but they were there in Dallas to work Raw? I think you're kind of pissed about that, aren't you, wrestling fans? Because I am. Until then, I'll see you on the next show. Subscribe.